Hi, everybody. This is Yolanda from Writing with Purpose. Today, it's Saturday, and when I woke up this morning, I just needed silence. I laid in bed. I didn't move too quickly. I kind of just was still, and I don't know. I've just been feeling just to be still, and so I like to watch Good Morning America or the Saturday. Is it Good Morning America? It's the Saturday morning show that comes on the weekends. It's like Good Morning America. So I turned that on and I watched that. And then I was flipping the channels because the menu they didn't have it updated, so it was all blank. So I had to flip through channels to see what was coming on each channel. So it came across the ending of Selma, the movie Selma. I did see it. I don't know if I saw it in the movies, but I do remember watching it, and I saw the movie. And it was at the end where they was marching across the bridge, and I just literally tears just started flowing down my face. And the music also affected me. Like and then I just started to reflect on how far, Black Americans have come in this country. We have a long way to go, but yet we have survived so much. And I normally don't talk about race. I don't, really believe that. I believe race is really man made. God, when He created us, we are created in His image and we are of spirit. So, race is not something that's going to be a priority when we get to heaven. Like, there's no such thing as race. But I do believe, the reason why, what I would say is that God is a creator, and I believe when He created us all different, that was a part of His creativity in creating us, just like He created different types of birds, different types of fish, different types of flowers. He created us out of His creativity, but man has made it a racial thing, focused on race. This is man-made. And it's really sad that it's come to this point. And was looking at it and I was like, the younger generation, I haven't even experienced the civil rights movement and all the turmoil that went on in the 60s and, the 50s, the 30s, 40s, 60s. And I just, we, as this new generation is coming up, don't know our history, and I think that's part of the problem. And we're being fed, what to believe in and what they're teaching, and they're trying to erase history. And there's so much confusion with what to believe on social media. So it's just the really chaotic times that we're living in, and the times and seasons that we're in. I wanted to bring up Daniel. Daniel, I started because I was sitting in silence today. I turned off the TV, and I just was kind of like just sitting still. I just did not want to hear. I just didn't want to hear anything. I didn't want to hear music. I didn't want to hear any voices. I didn't want to hear no social media. I didn't want to hear TV. I just was in silence with the Lord. And a friend, was referring me to read Daniel 6 through 10. So I said this weekend I was going to focus on Daniel 6 through 10. So I just want to bring up a certain section in chapter 8. I said verse 6 through 10. I didn't mean to say verse 6 through 10. I meant to say chapter 6 through 10 in Daniel. So I want to focus on actually Daniel 7, part of Daniel 7 and part of Daniel 8, because it's a lot of scripture. So I just want to highlight these two chapters, and it's the vision of the four beasts. And this is specifically the times that we're living in right now. So if you go with me to verse 23, thus he said, now this is Daniel's vision interpreted. I'm not going to read Daniel's vision because it's kind of has a lot of metaphors and it's not clear. So I just want to read the interpretation of Daniel's dream. The four beasts shall be a fourth kingdom on earth, which shall be different from all other kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, trample it and break it in pieces. Who shall arise from this kingdom? And another shall rise after them. He shall be different from the first ones. He shall subdue 3 kings. He shall speak pompous words against the Most High, shall persecute the saints of the Most High, and shall intend to change times and laws. Then the saints shall be given into his hand, in a time, in times and a half a time. Verse 26, but the court shall be seated, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and destroy it forever. Then the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdoms under the whole heaven shall be given to the people, the saints of the Most High. His kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. So I want to also jump to Gabriel interprets the vision in verse 17. Well, it starts in verse 16. And I heard a man's voice between the banks of the Elah, who called and said, Gabriel, make this man understand the vision. So he came near where I stood, and when he came, I was afraid and fell on my face. But he said to me, understand, son of man, that a vision refers to the time of the end. Now, as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep with my face to the ground, but he touched me and stood me upright. And he said, look, I am making known to you what shall happen in the latter time of the indignation. For at the appointed time the end shall be. The ram which you saw having the 2 horns, they are the kings of Media and Persia. And the male goat is the kingdom of Greece. The large horn that is between its eyes is the first king. As for the broken horn and the 4 that stood up in its place, 4 kingdoms shall arise out of that nation, but not with its power. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors have reached their fullness, a king shall arise, having fierce features, who understands sinister schemes. His power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. He shall destroy fearfully, and shall prosper and thrive. He shall destroy the mighty and also the holy people. Through his cunning, he shall cause deceit to prosper under his rule, and he shall exalt himself in his heart. He shall destroy many in their prosperity. He shall even rise against the prince of princesses, but he shall be broken without human means. So I just wanted to leave you with the scripture. The 4 kingdoms, I know one is China, one is Russia, and one is the United States. I don't know the fourth one. Can't remember what the fourth one is, but China, United States, and Russia. And also when you start to see all these countries come against Israel, we are very close to the end times. I know when you start to see Turkey and you start to see Iran and all these countries come against Israel, we don't have much time left. And on that note, I also wanted to bring up the Heifer. This is a follow-up of the Heifer video that I made maybe about 10 months ago. They found the red heifer. They found the red heifer in Texas. They found 3 unspotted, unblemished, defected heifers, cows. Now, this is Bible prophecy. They've been looking for these red heifers that are without spot or blemish, that has no yoke upon them, that has they're basically young cows, and it was hard to find a red heifer. Like, this is Bible prophecy being fulfilled in front of our eyes. And after watching a video yesterday or a few days ago, they said that the temple should be completed within 42 months. So that, they said, would be between April and March and April of 2029. So technically we only have 4 more years. Now, I'm not saying that the tribulation is going to start between then, and I'm not saying when Christ is going to come back or when the rapture, because no one knows the time nor the hour when Jesus will come. But what we have to do is watch and pray and look up, because our redemption draws nigh. So you have to keep your eyes focused on Jesus, especially at this time, because there's so much chaos and there's so much corruption going on. And I also wanted to go to the Great Tribulation in Mark. This is Mark 13. I wanted to read verse 20 through 27. And unless the Lord had shortened those days, no flesh would be saved. But for the elect's sake, whom he chose, he shortened the days. Then if anyone says to you, look, here is the Christ, or look, he is there, do not believe it. For false Christs and false prophets will rise and show signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect. But take heed. See, I have told you all these things beforehand. Verse 24. But in those days, after that tribulation, the sun will be darkened and the moon will not give its light. The stars of heaven will fall, and the powers in the heavens will be shaken. Then they will see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory. And then he will send his angels and gather together his elect from the 4 winds, from the farthest part of the earth to the farthest part of heaven. So, this is something that we have to pay attention to, because there's so many warnings, and the warnings are it's birth pains, and the birth pains are gonna get stronger and stronger, just like a woman in labor. And we have got to be mindful and steadfast in this time and season of what's going on. I want to, let me see if there's anything else I wanted to read. I'll read Jeremiah 17, 7 through 8. Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, and whose hope is in the Lord. For he shall be like a tree planted by the waters, which spreads out its roots by the river, and will not fear when heat comes, but its leaf will be green, and will not be anxious in the year of drought. nor will cease from yielding fruit. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I'm actually reading verse 9. I, the Lord, search the heart. I test the mind, even to give every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his doings. So I just went and extended it to verse 9 and 10. So I just wanted to leave you with this message. Just take some time out in this crazy world that we're living in, and take some time to be still. So I just want to leave you with that message, and we will see you in the next one. Take care and God bless.